All right, it is Tuesday here on Eight Questions with. I'm Patrick, the host. Um, yes, the show is going to start at 8 o'clock, but I've been coming in early because that way the people can get in a little early. We can share it out a little early. Our guests will be here at 8 o'clock. So, needless to say, I'm pretty excited about this guest. Um, not only is he a guest, but he's also a personal friend, which I really dig. I like talking to friends. It's it's a lot of fun. Um, I just want to say thank you again for last week. Last week we had two amazing shows, uh, and totally just ruled. We had Kelly Goody and Bill Levy on, and fantastic pair of shows. Um, and you guys supported them so well, and I'm so grateful and so thankful. So tonight we are talking to we're gonna be talking to actor. Uh, hey Larry, greetings, sir. Thank you for coming in a little early. Uh, Hopefully you're feeling better. I'm glad to hope you are. That was a little bit of a scare you gave us. Never fun seeing a friend in the hospital. Never fun, but glad you're fine. Glad you're okay. Um, I thought maybe those ghost peppers came and got you, all that hot sauce. But I think isn't hot sauce actually supposed to be good for you? That's what I was told anyway. I don't know about all that, but I heard that. I heard that it was supposed to be. I heard it was supposed to be pretty good. Um, yes, good, good. So tonight we're talking to actor Mike Ferguson. Not only is this guy an actor, he's a sought and a very much in demand character actor. Um, he's got the look of a tough guy. I mean, every time you're in a movie and you see the big burly henchman or the main mobster guy, you see Mike. Um, but he's much more than that. He's a very interesting artist. He's a tattoo artist. Um, Him and we actually have a lot in common. He actually got his start in music too, um, live music. But we'll be talking about that, and just all around a nice guy. I've known him for about 3 years now, and yeah, he's got a great story. I love his story. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to be well, I see two coming in, so come on in and say hi to Larry, and I'm going to continue to share us out a little bit, trying to get a few more heads in the house, um, because he deserves it. Uh, I'll be uh, I'll be talking like this, and if I see something in the chat, I'll come over and address it or talk to it. Oof, but you know how it is. Anybody does a live stream knows how how it is. Mike, that's a good question. This guy is prolific. I will actually put his movie database page on there. Uh, the first movie I saw Mike in was a movie called Silencer, which starred Johnny Meisner, Danny Trujillo, Tito Ortiz. Tito Ortiz and Mike were really good in this. Randy Couture. Uh, oh yeah, was it Randy Couture or was it no, what's the other guy? Oh, I know who it was. No, it wasn't Randy. It was oh, I'll tell you who it was. Yep. So he has done a lot of films. Um, let's see. Uh, all right, we got Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell. He was in the movie with Chuck Liddell. Yep. And like I said, he's just a great cast in that movie. And that movie was really good. That movie was really good. And the mighty Robert Lasardo. Got to mention that he was also in Silencer. Let me bring up Mike's page here because you guys definitely going to be impressed with his work. Some of the movies you might even you've heard of us talk about. Uh, Rick, wow, thanks, Rob. Awesome, glad to have you here, my friend. Yeah, Rick. Now you can actually look at this interview a little differently, Rick, because you'll be doing this next month. Whoops, did I let that out? I did. We're going to be interviewing Rick here from Underground Sub Rosa, some Roxa. I'm gonna have to pronounce that. You're gonna have to tell me how to pronounce that. Um, yeah. So here's Mike's page. Hi, Jennifer. So here's Mike Ferguson's international movie database page. So you get an idea of some of the movies he's in. Yeah, please go through them. I mean, there might be some movies in there you recognize, you want to talk to him about. Um, we will be talking about some of his movies. Um, so yeah, like I said, some of his movies are you'll recognize. Some of you will have in your collections. You didn't even know it. Um, uh, Mike, not only did Mike do Silencer, which I really liked, but he also starred in a short film called Nowhere to Run. That is absolutely top notch. That is a powerful movie. It's an allegorical. It's an allegory movie. It is powerful. Really good. Um, movie and awesome. Um, uh, so we'll be talking to him about that because he knows how much I absolutely love that movie. Uh, so we're looking to share this interview out. So if you guys want to chip in and help share it out, that'll be awesome. Mike will be here at 8 o'clock, um, and we'll get this party started. Um, yeah, I just say that Rick will be joining us here. Rick will be joining the 8 questions with on August 12th. So we're going to be talking about his company, um, and about his life and his love for films, and where he came up with the idea for Underworld Subroxa. So no, yeah, yeah. Somehow I think of all the words to describe you, Rick. The shy would probably be like very bottom at the very bottom. Um, don't worry, you could bring Spuds on the play. You can bring Trauma into the picture. He could come in and steal scene. Yeah, I can't wait to talk to him about it. I didn't even, it's funny, Larry. I didn't even know. I didn't really didn't realize that until I saw his pictures on Instagram that he was at a convention, and then I saw that and I'm like, wait a minute, he's got a company. I need to talk to this guy about his company. So fortunately for us, Rick agreed to sit down and do an interview. So I'm very excited about that. Very excited. Um, I'm trying to do this for the series here. I'm trying to interview at least one person from our community every month. Every month I'm going to talk to somebody from our community. Last month we talked to Angela from Morbid Heart Designs, and I didn't. It was hard because it was hard. I was trying to get a couple of people to come in and do it this month, but it was a little hard. Um, I ran out of room, basically. I ran out of schedule. So I didn't have anything for July. So, but I will do it in August with Rick. I might do two. I might do another member of our community. All right, let me go back and do a little more sharing out here. Hopefully, people will come out and hang out. Whoops. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah. So while I advertised the show to start at 8 p.m., I'm going to be coming on like this at 7:30 unannounced, just to do the early meet and greet and also share out the show. Give our guests a chance to have a little bit of a crowd to come into. So so I do appreciate you all being here and all helping out. I really do. While I'm talking right here, I will mention too that this is a full week for us. We have interviews tomorrow and we have two on Thursday. We will be talking to Courtney Gaines from the Children of the Corn series, Kemp Colebrook, uh, uh, River, the brand new movie called River that he's going to be doing. The Burbs, Can't Buy Me Love. We'll have Courtney Gaines here on the show at 2 p.m. Thursday. 2 p.m. Thursday. Hobbs Hoare will be joining me as a special co-host. As you know, Hobbs is with me on the Midnight Hour, and I'm with him on the Midnight Hour. And then later on that night, we'll be interviewing Hannah Fierman from the movie VHS and Siren, and she also did a episode of in the new season of Creepshow. So we'll be talking to Hannah, and that show will start at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Okay. Yeah, it's a good thing. I really enjoy staying busy. I find it to be rather. It's actually sort of really releases a lot of stress. Um, that's for sure. Because generally, June, July, and May, June, and July are terrible for me. But ever since I've discovered doing this, it's really been a positive. Yes. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, but I'm a promotion machine. Um, if you guys come tomorrow night you'll meet my friend and my brother from another mother, Jimmy Arsenault. Not only is the guy a world class guitar player, and he is, and he has booked thousands of bands. If you like music, tomorrow is your day. You want to be here. Seriously, my friend Jimmy has so many stories that he's experienced as a talent buyer and as an artist. Um, Him and I worked together for many, many years back in California. But his story is amazing. Um, I've booked hundreds of bands. He's booked thousands, and on the who's who of who he's booked. Oh my gosh, it would blow any festival away that you could think of. Uh, hey, how are you, RV? All right, thanks for showing. This is awesome. Thank you for coming in. This is great. And please, by all means, of course, even though this is an interview series, by all means, I encourage everybody to connect with each other. Um, I won't be able to throw links out during the show, but please connect with each other and share us out. Wow, this is awesome. I like seeing the different communities here. I see. Yep. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks for stopping in. Have fun at school. We're gonna have it. We're gonna do our best to have a great stream tonight. All right. Wow. Okay. Hey Ben, how are you, sir? Welcome, welcome. Our guest will be here at 8 o'clock. I am here early just to I'm sort of like the pre-show entertainment, so to speak. Um, Mike will be here at 8 o'clock, and we will get this party rolling. Um, uh, I've known Mike for about 3 or 4 years now, and yeah, he's an outstanding actor and a human being, very talented on a lot of different levels. He is currently doing a series um, on YouTube with which is really funny. He's playing Mike the Bounty Hunter, and they have done some very funny skits. Um, and Mike is showing off his comedic chops. I mean, when you see him, the first thing you think of was, "Holy shit! Please don't let me run across this guy in the alley." But surprisingly, he was very, very funny, very entertaining, and I do believe that'll be our guest. Uh, Welcome, sir. Welcome.
How you doing, buddy?
Good, good. Just do a little warm up. We got a few heads in the house.
Awesome. Should I turn off the air conditioner or are we good?
No, I hear you perfectly fine.
Okay, great.
No, I want you to be comfortable. Definitely. So this is Mike Ferguson, everybody. Please welcome and say hi.
What's up, guys?
How was your day?
Well, I started off in a bathtub with a mud mask on, reading a book about love. At the end of the day, I was getting tattooed on my knee by my best friend, Ethan, from the Ryan Prunty YouTube channel.
Now, was Ethan the guy who you were tussling with over bear claws?
No, that's Moses Jackson.
Oh my God!
Moses Jackson's a very talented actor that I brought in to do some fast improv. That's what I'm really fast comedic improv. It's G-rated. It's tough. Yeah. It's harder than you think. You know what I'm saying? To do G-rated fast improv.
Yeah,
but he is talented, man. Like literally, I got to work with him on that episode, and it was really. I just dropped my day rate with these kids. You know what I'm saying? I was like, look, I'd like to work with you more often. They're like, this whole episode is you, Mike. I was like, I know. I was like, people are really responding well. I was like, that's why I was like, screw it, I'll get a tattoo today. Ethan will tattoo me. Ryan tattooed somebody. Everybody got tattooed. We got whales tattooed on us because big fish, small doghouse. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they real tattoos or the show tattoos?
Oh, 100% real tattoos.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
100% real tattoos.
Now, I mentioned to the chat that's what you did. You're also a very talented and in-demand tattoo artist. So who did you have do your tattoos?
Well, they're not tattoo artists. They're YouTubers.
Right.
Ryan Prunty has 1.3 million YouTube subscribers. I tattooed Ryan Prunty and I tattooed Casey.
Oh, okay.
No, I tattooed Ryan and Ethan, and Ryan tattooed Casey and Ethan.
Okay, so he
also tattooed one of the girls.
Okay, so he knew what he was doing.
Of course not. Now, look, I've been a tattoo artist for 30 years. I've been a tattoo artist for 30 years. And I was like, listen, you're not doing a great tattoo. This is not it's a whale. It's ridiculous looking with little bubbles because we're big fish in a small doghouse. It makes sense. Look how bad it is.
Oh my God.
What is it?
That's it on your knee? Oh my God. That's not too bad.
No, it's super, dude. It's so blown out. Like at first he's doing dots. I was like, no, man. I was like, Ethan, you gotta. I was like, stop recording. I was like, gotta pull. I was like, Ethan, he does never had a tattoo before. This is the same kid they just took to go skydiving because he's scared of heights.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they swim with sharks. They do all kinds of cool shit. Dude, I'm there. It's a Bel Air mansion with Carter on the side of the building painted like graffiti. And on the other side, Carter stinks, and it looks like it's rubbed in blood. Huge. They have Hummers. They've got Lamborghinis just sitting around. They're so creative. We sat and just came up with today's show on the fly. They gave me an outline. I went straight into it. We're doing multicam shoot. And in 4 or 5 hours, we're making something that's 20 minutes online that's going to be watched by millions of people. That's funny.
I caught the one episode.
That's funny. That's morally right. If that makes any sense.
Right.
About friendship, about honor, about royalty. That's my character. So that's what this character embodies that I've created. These kids have allowed me to do, which I feel so blessed,
Yeah, let's get. I want to circle back. Definitely talk about a little bit more about how you got involved with that. For sure. I mean, because that's gonna be a lot of fun. I mean, I'm glad. It sounds like to me, like I said, the one episode I saw, I absolutely was laughing my ass off. You and Moses for fighting over bear claws, and that had me in tears.
Yeah, they let me write all that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I didn't write it. I brought Moses over, worked with him on who our characters were. And they let us out. It's like we'd ask questions and they give it, and then they let me do whatever I wanted. And people like it. It's awesome. It's I think there's a place for it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
oh, sure there is. Yeah.
It's like a G-rated, Star Trek like in some of its wisdom. Because even in that, I was talking meta. They let me talk about Greg Thompson from Death Squad. About being a hero, dying to save his friends.
Right. Thank you for coming in, Ben. And yeah, we're gonna have a great one. Yeah. Oh, so you got to mention Thompson. No, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, and that's it. Yeah, Greg Thompson. I got to say him meta and use it in the episode, and they're letting me do little things like that. So it's a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge, or straight up like, hey, and And yeah, man, look, I like to create. And these guys are super, super, super creative. At the very highest level, this is their whole gig, is doing weird, funny skits that constantly are evolving and getting better. They were like, look, we don't know who we are right now. We're trying to figure it out. That's why you're here. I'm like, awesome. You know what I'm saying?
What I really like about it, though, Mike, I mean, as much as it is for them, it is for you because, like I said, I mean, I saw the skit before with the TikTok where you which got over 5 million views where you slapped Eric.
I slapped my roommate.
That was a nice little clip, but I mean the show itself is I think it's amazing because it gets to let people see how funny you really are.
That's the whole thing is look, it's cool to play bad guys all the time. But I'd rather be, when I'm character developing, the nice guy. I just got to play a mentally handicapped guy in Sean Phillips' Scream Bloody Murder. I'm actually a big plot point in that movie. And I'm not the lead, but I'm a very big plot point in there. And I got to work with Carl Solomon. It was a great experience, and I just wanted that. It was really awesome. That'll be coming out in the next couple months. I got to work with Kelly, who I also worked with in Amityville Rising. Yeah, and that's on my IMDb. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if I was supposed to mention that, but I worked with Kelly from that movie.
I think the rule of thumb is if it's out on the IMDb, you can mention it.
Okay,
I mean, you can't necessarily mention the plot or anything, but you can mention the movie because it's already out there.
This girl is so talented. She's somebody to watch. Kelly Reeder, she's one of the hottest. At her experience level, what she wants to do, not physicality. She looks great. Don't get me wrong, but she's an amazing actress. She's a phenomenon. She's phenom.
Yeah, I'm going to be talking about that too. We're going to be talking about because I mentioned earlier about the interview tree, and I think people are going to be really amazed by that because I am. But you know what? I want to go back to the beginning because we got to go back because you and I, we both have something in common.
Yeah.
And that is that we got our start in music.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that. I mean, that was basically your start. Now you grew up in Massachusetts, right?
Yeah, Boston, Massachusetts, man.
All right.
A straight edge hardcore kid. Back then, if you were into punk rock or anything, you skateboarded, you were the enemy of everybody. So whoever you could find to group up with to protect yourselves, you did. You know what I'm saying? So and that was hardcore. And straight edge hardcore. No drugs, no alcohol. I started a record label. I sang, but I was terrible. I was a better promoter than I was anything else, honestly. And ask Screeching Weasel.
Oh God, Screeching Weasel.
It's a terrible story, not a good story.
Did you ever work with those? Did you ever work with bands?
Yeah, I booked a show with them in Boston. It sold out, and they ripped me off. And they talked shit about me and MRR.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. MRR was a magazine called Maximum Rock and Roll, and even though it had Maximum Rock and Roll, it was a punk rock magazine.
Yeah, and he talked shit. I thought Ben Weasel wrote a whole column about me being a fucking meathead, fucking making fun of me for being a hardcore kid, a guy, because I was a man. You know what I'm saying? Really.
Yeah, that's. I've heard stories about Ben Weasel. He was actually from the Bay Area, so I never worked with him and I never met him. But I heard
he did really well for himself. He's a dick, but still, bravo, hats off to you. At the end of the day, now that I'm this many years later, man, good for him. You know what I'm saying? Look, I had it coming from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That was just his moment to get a little extra. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It didn't kill me. It didn't do anything. At the end of the day, I would never be like, hey, buddy, you want to hang out ever the rest of my life? Thank you, Mr. Weasel, for letting me know. But I don't hate him either. It was part of what shaped me. You know what I'm saying?
Right, of course. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's part of the draw. That's part of the game of being a promoter. Sometimes the bear gets you. Sometimes you get the bear. You have a great show.
That's just life, I think, though. I mean, that's really in life. You know what I'm saying? You got to be used to the house always wins. You got to realize just in everything, you got to be ready to take some punches. You know what I'm saying? To evolve into whatever you want to be. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. So you started your label. What bands did you work with? What bands did you put out? You remember?
I put out Converge. There was a Converge, which is huge. Jacob Bannon, all those guys. I met them. I went to their high school fucking shows. I put that out. It was an Exchange Far release. It was, and then I put out Bricklayer and a band called Overcast, which is now Shadows Fall and Killswitch Engage. Take some of the members and reform them. But Overcast still plays. I used to go to their fucking high school fucking shows and shit like this. It was a small hardcore people flocked to get together.
Yeah.
Don't matter the age group or whatever. I was early, late teens, early 20s. And some of these people were in high school. That's what we did. We listened to hardcore. We fought. That was all we did. We listened to hardcore. We booked shows. We hung out. We tried to make an impact, but positively, if that makes any sense.
No. That makes perfect sense.
I think that's why I'm so drawn to this Prunty shit, because I can be a really positive cartoon character that's not scary. Because this is a kid. This is a teen show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's resonating with kids. So if go ahead.
It's different. It must be again, like I said, I mean, it's stretching you out. I mean, like I said, I mean, I was telling people before before you got here, I was saying how some of your roles, everybody sees you as this big burly tough guy and whatnot, but as a show like this will let people see that you can do improv, and you're definitely funny. I mean, that's a revelation. I mean, holy shit!
I appreciate that. Thank you, and thank you.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I mean, it's going to open up a lot more doors as far as I'm concerned. Now more casting directors and more producers and more directors will see you much more than just like the main muscle. Now they can look at you and say, "Okay, it's funny."
I've been getting a lot of huge auditions, like career-changing auditions. I don't always fit. I just got an audition the other day. Something shooting out of state. They wanted a 20 to 30-year-old man, Hispanic. I read the byline. I read everything. I was like, look, I can bring something to this. I'm almost 50 years old. I fit a drug informant or whatever they were looking for, but I'm not 20 or 30 Hispanic. They sent me the audition. You know what I'm saying? And said, hey, we'd love to see what you do with it. And I was like, boom. And I took a whole night. I brought a reader over. We worked on it. I busted. I think it was with Moses. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there I go. That's a bad habit I have when I'm talking, just random. As I say, you know what I'm saying, and I apologize.
No, that's fine. You're fine. You're fine. No, that's just who you are. Wouldn't change you for a minute.
I'd like to circle back to Scream Bloody Murder.
Sure.
Look.
Now Sean Phillips. I should explain. Sean Phillips is also known as Cool Duder, and some of these folks here in the chat, they will know Sean from Wild Eye Films. There's a lot of people who do Wild Eyes, and they collect Wild Eye films, so they know Sean from there too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sean's an amazing guy, and I met Jackson in Texas. I was shooting a film out there called Christmas Slash with Destiny Sora. Great time. Listen, I have a bromance going on, and it's strong. And it's with Jackson Everest. Look, no, I met this guy, and I just clicked with him right away. He picked me, so we talked. We pitched the idea of me and him for Scream Bloody Murder.
Okay.
And we're all together in Texas. We're compadres, so we're going to pitch a movie idea to him. Hey, this would be great. He got the producer, Will, the EP, okay, and we pitched it, and it was great.
Now, what is a pitch? What's
sorry?
Pitch? What is a pitch? How does it work?
Look, man, what I did was me and this gentleman here would like our characters be this. Sean's like, I want to give you this character. It's so funny, blah, blah, blah. So I found this, we found our characters. I went and worked with this guy, and we worked. He flew into town. We went to the whiskey, and we worked on our characters and created all of our backstories and everything. You know what I'm saying? While having, I think, drinks. And we called on the phone and wrote stuff out. You know what I'm saying? And we collaborated. And then we just bombarded people with information.
Okay, so you basically, I mean, it literally is like it sounds. You literally have the people you want to talk to. You come in and they sit down and they watch you, and you tell them about the movie, right, and the characters and everything.
Well, I just what my character development is and how me and this guy could work the best. You know what I'm saying? And we're taking stories that we created, and we've pretty much written our characters. You know what I'm saying? And look, Sean, it was amazing everything that they allowed me to do. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say thankful. I was thankful for that. But I've never been able to do that in a movie before. And that was a really good experience that I had. And I share that with Jackson Everest, he's in Shadow Marsh. Christmas Slasher, amazing actor, super dope guy. We're roughly the same age. I think he's a couple years younger, but I like to think we're the same age. So we've got a buddy cop movie we want to do.
So, well, I mean, he's working with you in Bloody Murder too, right?
Yeah, he did Bloody. Yeah, dude, that was it. Scream Bloody Murder. That character that we developed was insane. It absolutely insane. And that movie's got such an insane character arc for both me and him. And he was, my role wasn't that wordy. Bless him, his was wordy as hell. And he did great. He killed it. You know what I'm saying? He's the dean. He's the dean of the entire college. I can't say what type of college you're going to any more than that. I don't know if I signed an NDA. I might already said too much.
An NDA is non-disclosure agreement. Wow. So Scream Bloody Murder, that's going to be a slasher. Is this your first true slasher film that you've done, or have you done some other slashers? I mean,
look, I did stop movie. There's a movie that I did years ago, and All for Gods with Rob Bailey. I just told him to release it all because I was a slasher. I was the slasher in it, and Rob. I don't remember his last name. We had a falling out, and he should release that movie because that's some of the best footage and some of the best kills and stuff that I've ever seen because it was me doing them.
Right.
No, I actually leaked some of that on my YouTube channel. I was telling Sean C. Phillips is on my YouTube channel. You can see me beat him and him scream for way too long. And I was just putting it in place for editing. So it's a raw, completely unedited. I'm just beating him. It's crazy.
Okay.
I have a knife. I have a knife and a hammer. Rob Mulligan. Yeah. I have a knife and a hammer duct taped to my hands.
Oh, wow.
While I'm beating him, and they were spraying blood all over me. And I went to a weird trance in this character.
Okay.
And for real, and you can see it. It's creepy as hell. The guy filming it, the DP was Aaron Toth, and he was absolutely terrified. He's like, you're like, it's an alien. I'm like, great. But with some of the best footage, there's a kill by Sean C. Phillips in there. He gets his guts ripped out. Julie's in the movie. I gut her like a pig. I kill so many people in this movie all over the period of a night. And look, man, there's footage to go either way with it. Again, me and the director had a falling out. I brought my own team in, and I acted like a jerk, was going through some shit. Never going to say sorry to anybody, though. You know what I'm saying? Because here, I told him recently to try to, hey, just release it. Everybody would be stoked with it. He said I had to give a public apology. I will not fucking do that. Suck it. But release the movie, guy. Make everybody happy. I don't care about money at all. And it's on YouTube.
Before we go back further into that, though, we got to circle back, though, go to Boston, because how did you get involved from music? How did you get involved into acting?
Look. So, wow. That's a pretty long trip. Look, music was not sustainable to make a living at, not with what I was doing. My girlfriend was cheating on me in Boston. I met this skinhead friend of mine, and I took off and left and went to Minneapolis tattooing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then opened a shop in Minneapolis, which is still there, Leviticus, and was a lunatic there. You know what I'm saying? I was a nomad wanderer. That's really who Mike was. A serial monogamist, nomad wanderer, Scorpio.
So you went from Boston to Minnesota.
I went to Boston, to Georgia, to Minnesota, to New Orleans. Dude, I traveled a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All over the world.
You could have been roadie for some of those bands you were booking with.
I tattoo. No, I just tattoo them. For years, I've tattooed bands. Literally, Bleed the Sky. The guy's the drummer for Chimera, the drummer for Devil Driver. These are all my homies. Like, literally, I still talk to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dad's from Devil Driver. We're all cool, you know? Music sets a tone for you, gives you feelings. Angry, whatever. I'm listening to way different stuff these days. I'm listening to smooth jazz and shit.
Do you listen to music?
Do I listen to music? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, I used to be really closed off and conservative in my ideas of music. I'm getting the chance to work on some of the biggest music videos with the biggest artists in the world. I just did, I signed an NDA. I don't give a shit. Travis Scott, I just did his music video that he did the song for Dior, Escape Plan. I was just in that.
Okay.
I just did Nas Effect, not Little Nas.
And James Arthur, you did his video.
Yeah. And I just did Little Nas Effects too, James Arthur too. So all the biggest people, I'm peppering myself in. I'm in prison right in Little Nas's video.
I don't really,
uniform.
You know what's funny is, Mike, is like I really don't listen to music that much. I haven't really listened to music since I moved out here. I mean, I have a Spotify account, and I'll put on like movie scores or some of the music I remember listening to. But
I use YouTube, man. I use YouTube. That's how I listen to everything. I'm visual.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know what that is. I just lost track of music.
Yeah.
So now you're in Minnesota. You're tattooing.
Yeah.
You're getting close. You're getting closer to California.
Yeah. So, I meet a girl. I sell the shop there. I go to New Orleans for a little bit. Was drunk for like 6 months. Then went back to the girl, and we moved to California.
Okay. So now, what year are you in California? What year are you arriving?
Geez, I couldn't tell you. I'll lie. I'm 49 now. I don't know. I was in my a long time ago. Because I've been married for 24 years now.
Okay. So yeah, you're 24. So you were 25 when you popped in. Okay. So now
maybe a little earlier, maybe 23, 24. I was pretty young. But I carried myself like an old, you know what I'm saying? Like I owned tattoo shops. I was a rough guy.
Right.
At that time.
Now that would put you in California at that age. That would be
90s.
Yeah, 90s. Yeah. So you were right. You were like me, and we were slowly starting to see the musical landscape change. It wasn't the same as it was when you and I were in the game.
No, it's gross. It's super gross. Is it?
All the big corporations just took over everything.
That's what we allowed. I mean, listen, that's when it's being sold, it's shit. You know what I'm saying? Is the artists don't get anything anymore.
No, God, no.
Look, with new streaming rates, most everything was streaming. My residuals are shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a whole other conversation for another day.
I get asked once in a while, like, would I consider getting back into it? And I'm like, no thanks. The game has tasked me by. I'm out of it. Especially,
man. There's no way I could ever. That's a stressful thing. Yeah. I don't need to be that stressed. If I'm going to be stressed, it's going to be because I want to create a character. Look at me, man. I'm a 49-year-old guy with a Hulk poster up.
Well, it's all right. I don't have any.
And a picture of my wife from her wrestling.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're in California. You're in California doing some tattoos. So walk us through how you got who got you started in movie. Were you discovered at a soda fountain?
No. It was gradual. It's me and the wife got into bodybuilding, and we got sponsored, and we both signed up for background because the guy we got sponsored by, he was in Planet of the Apes. He was gigantic, Rich Piana. And it's any way you can be creative. He created a YouTube empire and Instagram, and he was famous for just being big. Cool, he's a personality. I understand that. But I watched how much time he put into that work because that's a work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I started realizing most creatives are insane. And I'm like, I want to do that even further. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to become an actor after realizing that, and me and the wife at the time were doing all kinds of different shit. I ended up growing weed down the road just to try that. But commercially, 2017. And that's a fucking whole story.
I bet.
Yeah. Look, man, this is what it is. Life is awesome. I'm creating, and directors and filmmakers are allowing me to have a lot of freedom.
but how? Yes, but now, but back then when you were coming up, when you first
I got when I was coming up. Wow.
What was your first acting gig, Mike? I mean, what was the first audition you went to, and the first time you actually got?
I did so many bad auditions. I started acting in 2016.
Okay.
No, 2015. End of 2015. End of 2015, I started acting.
It's amazing. I mean, you've grown so much.
Yeah. I did. Right away. I did. Quite a few good things. I did the Timothy Woodward thing. I was just a background stunt guy, and they liked my look, and they're like, "Hey, how do you feel about rape?" And I'm like, "Let me call my wife."
Yeah.
And I raped the lead of the movie, and the first lines I ever did was when I'm raping a man in the shower in prison.
That must have been really weird. I mean, were you sitting there and were you like, you and the guy are like, you're sitting there and like, all right, dude, let's just get through this, Did you?
No, I discussed with them what would make him feel most comfortable. We found out what framing was, but he's Meisner. He lived it. He fought me for an hour.
Wow.
Fought me until literally he had nothing left, and then we did the scene. And then he cried for a while after the scene.
Yeah.
It made me feel horrible because I didn't know anything about acting.
Right.
We were wrapped out. I was getting ready to leave. He came up and hugged me and told me thank you.
So all that he was just built all that. He just put everything he had into that scene, and then afterwards he was just emotionally drained. So you got a lesson that day. You got a lesson in commitment. You saw how committed he was.
I saw what good work looks like. I saw how serious you take a role, no matter what movie, no matter what the budget.
Even if you're bugging somebody's bunghole, you got to, in prison.
Yeah, you got to sell it, make it interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, totally get it.
Put to
Timothy Woodward.
Your actions.
Now, so Timothy was your first your first director then.
Yeah. Timothy was my first director, and then he brought me back for Silencer the year after. He hit me up for another movie, and I wasn't available. I was in Armenia shooting Death Squad.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We should talk about that because that was a fun story.
What do you want to know about Death Squad?
Well, so Silencer was my first introduction to you.
Yeah.
I had met you because I was asking for interviews.
Yeah.
And that's how you and I met. We met because you said you'd be down for an interview.
Yeah.
And then I went and looked at your database and I saw Silencer and I went and bought the movie. Yeah. I went and bought the movie and I came back and you were a complete badass.
Thank you.
Yep, you got Sean Bean by Tito Ortiz. And but you were still a badass and you could definitely see it.
Well, I got killed twice in that movie.
Yeah.
I got killed and I came back and shaved my beard and shaved my head and came back and died as the other guard.
Right.
I was Danny Trejo's guard, and then I was also down in Mexico. It doesn't matter. It's movie magic. Nobody knew.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like we weren't crazy obvious about it, but it's enough that I had two roles in the same movie. Tito Ortiz kills me twice.
How was it like working with Tito?
He's one of the most professional actors I've ever met. One of the most thoughtful.
I was so impressed
because he stabs me in the throat. It's a stunt sequence happens. So he was literally on top of me, full straddling me for like 2 hours on a pool table.
Right. Yeah. That's big.
You know what I'm saying? This is what you're doing. I'm like, cool. So you get to know somebody pretty quick. You know?
Yeah, he was like he's just like a true badass.
And at that time I was so insecure. I wouldn't ask, can I have a water to anybody? It was Tito. He's like, Mike, you want a water? I'm like, yeah, bro. And so he'd yell for him. Yeah, I didn't know anything. I was green. You know what I'm saying? Super green.
Yeah, he came across so natural. When you told me that was one of your very first roles, I really had a hard time believing it because even though the role was small, you owned it. I mean, it was a pivotal role, It was a great scene.
Yeah,
It was fun. And then
yeah,
I was just surprised when I found out that this is like you were just getting into it.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I knew I had a look. I knew I had a look. I built this shell of tattooing and being in the hardcore scene, staying in shape. I had a look that is viable. I'm that cool grandpa or dad that you didn't have. You know what I'm saying? I mean, grandpa, dad. Look, I'd rather say dad, but grandpa realistically. Uh, but that's who I am now, and I think I can really. I have something, and I knew if I learned to act, if I made sure I put as much attention to detail in every bit of my character and through classes and through just knowing other actors and working with them and
uh,
self-taping. Markov has made me such a better actor. Knowing him,
um, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I
I
take
no, you went to
big
class
risks.
then, so you end up going to acting class.
Oh yeah, I did that when I first started, like literally after that rape. Yeah, yeah. I went right. Yeah, I went to a place, Temecula Actor Studio, small place. Guy did. He was in a couple Bruce Willis movies, the Western, a couple other ones,
Okay.
and yeah, that was my first foray. I remember I got up to do a monologue. I was doing shit that was way. I was just starting out, and there's some dude who was from a soap opera in the same class, and just clowns me from the stage. And I didn't know how to react. It was good with work that he did. And I realized then and there, I was like, I'm not going to let anybody do that to me. And I started studying and researching more and searching out people to ask questions about, talk about emotional responses, things like that. You know what I'm saying? If in the first scene, I'm tired, I'll take melatonin. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's science. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For real. If I'm tired or I'll take a couple melatonin. I do whatever work has to be done to make it as real as possible.
Right.
I want to be at
Right.
home. I'm not going to do drugs or anything like that, but I do smoke a million cigarettes.
Yeah, that I mean that now did you now that's what did you I was going to ask you what did you start? I mean, was that before a movie role that happened? That you started like the
No,
director had you
no,
smoke
no.
or something like that?
Later in my life, I started smoking on and
Okay.
off again, and yeah, it's played really heavy into my acting.
Yeah.
Um, it's yeah. I just talked to my primary care physician. He's like, next year we're gonna X-ray those lungs, Mike. We're gonna find something. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm like, awesome.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
He's
It's
cool.
never
I get to talk to him about everything. So, which is, I
right.
realized at 49, 50, it's good to know your doctor.
Yeah, that I have to admit that part has always bothered me about acting and whatnot is the fact that sometimes an actor or an actress is they say they come up there and say, well, yeah, we want you to drink or we want you to smoke, it's just
No,
like
that's, oh, you're asking if I've ever been put in those positions. They asked me for real cigarettes. So give me the herbals. The herbals give me headaches. Now, I've never seen real marijuana be ingested on set. There was one time I did see girls trying to drink. I was like, please don't do that. I'd much rather you not drink. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? I mean, literally, this is it. This is serious business. Acting is serious as shit.
Now when you were doing your roles, right, when you first starting out, I mean, you were being asked like that first scene. I mean, that's a hell of a table setter. I mean, here you
Yeah.
are, one of your first roles, and you're being asked to rape a prisoner in jail. I mean, you fucking
And they
new guy.
talked about it. They talked about it in interviews. They talked about how disturbing it was.
Yeah,
It
I'm
worked.
just thinking to myself, going like, holy cow, that's just an absolutely crazy
Yeah.
way to start your
Yeah.
career.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Um,
no, look, how I got into from tattooing to acting is, me and the wife started having problems. You know what I'm saying? And in all honesty, and I zeroed in on acting. I was done with tattooing. I didn't, to be honest, didn't feel good about myself. We separated in 2019, and but we were doing, not doing good or not doing good each. But look, she's my best friend, my dreamboat. the one I'm going to love forever and ever to the end of time is that woman. But we separated in 2019. We have 3 daughters. Been with this lady. We've grown up together. That horrible situation, because I was devastated. I was totally devastated.
Yeah, Hollywood.
I turned that into acting, and I was able to attach every emotion to every role. From when I'm talking about raping Frank and then talking about how he couldn't protect his family, I'm talking about myself. Everything I was putting into roles. I did Shadow Marsh. I got no more family left. I've been taking care of my niece for the past 5 years. And bad stuff happens. She dies in front of me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a hero. I'm not a winner. I'm just a guy trying to get by.
Now,
and that was very close to home for me because I was estranged from my kids for almost a year.
Oh, so I guess life experience. I mean, if you draw upon that, I mean, you do draw upon your life experiences and put it into your acting. I mean,
yeah, but at the same time,
to get to that
separating from my wife and my kids, being estranged from my kids, was a blessing. I was able to focus.
Right. I mean, well, it's sort of like a 50-50 thing. It's like, yeah, it's a blessing, but it's a curse. You're separated, but now you're using, instead of going destructive, I mean, it's this really fucked up situation. You, instead of letting it destroy you, you've taken it and reshaped it, and now you're using it for creativeness. And I mean, that's honestly, I can relate to that. I think a lot of people in our chat can relate to that. I mean, taking a really bad situation and trying to shape it and trying to make it into a positive. And if that means, divorce or a separation or whatnot, I mean, the part about the kids.
I'm never going to get divorced from this lady. We love each other till the end of time. Never going to get divorced from this lady. And she loves me. We just talk about each other nonstop. She's my muse. We're our best friends and our worst enemies. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense.
It totally makes sense. Now here we are. You done Silencer.
Yeah.
I mean, you done Silencer.
Well, after Silencers, when I really picked up speed, I just started working nonstop on anything. Not anything. I would do student films. I would do. I played. I got to speak Spanish in one. I got to play all kinds of different things. Take really big swings on stuff, experimenting, seeing what things look like in frame, figuring out what type of lenses were being used, figuring out where to stand to catch the light, how to block the camera, while working. You know what I'm saying? I was learning all that so that I could come in and do my shit. I know what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hi, Rebecca. How are you? I'm just going to talk to the chat here, and they're enjoying the conversation. I'm going to say hi to Rebecca.
What's up, Rebecca? How do I share this?
How do you share this?
I see share. Hold on. Oh, I can't. No, it says video file. Maybe. No, I'm not even going to screw with it. I'm not going to mess with it.
Yeah. I'm just going to say hi to Rebecca here. So now we got done Silencer. I'm looking at your movie database page. You instantly become really busy. You become really busy. Now I love this story here about Death Squad. Now I remember you and I were talking because I was up late at night and you were up too. And one of the cool things about and I do miss it, but you're so busy now. But one of the cool things was you and I used to talk late at night. Yeah. I remember you telling me how you got a new management deal and whatnot, and then you got the offer for Death Squad, and I'm sitting there going like, I'm sitting there going, oh, that sounds really sketchy. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I remember you talking to me about
that. Remember, I was sitting there going, like, I don't know.
It was sketchy, but it was the best life-changing experience I've ever had.
Oh no, I remember saying to you, like, I'm saying, Mike, be a promoter, think like a booking agent, get that money half in, get that half that deposit in. Remember?
Yeah.
No. Like get that. And then you said they said it to you're like amazed. You're going like, they gave me the deposit. And I'm going like, I guess you're going to Armenia.
Yeah, they gave me half money up front.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'll go to Armenia.
Yeah. Now
per diem and stay in a hotel that's 5 stars. Yes.
Death Squad is like, that's really where everything changed for you big, because that's where you met Joshua Hahn, who we've interviewed
Excellent
on the show.
Top notch.
Yeah, Joshua Hahn. He met Joshua Hahn, and he also met Mikey Markov.
Look, Mike Markov's like my brother. I just shot a short film with him the other day, and I was holding the boom mic. I did some OTS and some voiceover work, and then I held a boom mic in the desert till 6 a.m. in the morning.
Damn. Hey, Jackson's here. Jackson Everest. Mike, amazing, great interview. There you go. So now we're in Armenia. I remember this. This was just craziness. I'm sitting there going like, my God. Now tell the folks, they heard, some of these folks might have heard this before with Josh, but we want to hear from you. So tell us about where you guys shot at in Armenia. What was the set of Death Squad?
We shot an underground salt mine, old Russian salt mine. There was a hospital. You know, they think that salt's good for asthma. I have asthma. No, it's not. It's really not. And they got kids' beds and stuff. But we got to go in there. We had to take a service elevator down into it. So what you see on the show is really the elevator for a cart. And there's a third wire that if you trip into it, the roof of these caves, they're shorter than I am. So I got to crouch, and there's electrical lines you got to watch out for and not die. And then they have toilets that you squat above.
Now, how far underground did you have to go?
I was 1,000. It was deep. It was deep. It was deep. It was cold. It was an amazing experience. Look, everything aside, would that ever happen in America? No. But so we shot on military bases. We got to shoot in all these hospitals. It was a really, really great experience all the way around. We made a zombie killing soap opera.
Yeah.
So
fantastic. Fantastic.
We made a zombie killing soap opera. And look, I had to be a red shirt, and I knew my character had to have a hard arc. Mike Markov helped me rewrite my death for Thompson. We worked that over and over and over again. I changed everything. I had to sit there the day of with the interpreter and tell her the lines I'm saying now. So, because she's putting it down, she's scripting. So I'm literally rewriting the script on the day.
Now, have you ever had that? How does that work? I mean, as far as how does that work? Like, do you have to walk to the? I mean, I'm not sure if the script writers or screenwriters were on location.
So let me tell you a funny story about this. We got episode 1. They hadn't finished. This was an Armenian show. They hadn't finished translating the script. So when we got there, sometimes we get 20 pages the day of. And it was written straight translated from Armenian, which didn't make a lot of sense. So we picked up on this, me and Mike. So we started, hey, can we do this, this, and this? They're like, yes. And so that's Mike, his sleeves off was his idea. Me with the headband, that was my idea. No sleeves. The original one covered up, talked about covering up my face tattoos. I'm like, no. Once I'm in Armenia, I'm like, no, I'm not going to cover my face tattoos up. And I'm not wearing sleeves because look at these guns.
Yeah. Your fight scene in the first episode was pretty badass too.
Yeah, well, that was supposed to be in the MMA ring. So this is the funny story. They're like, yeah, we're going to send this stunt choreographer over to you. And he comes to the hotel, and he's just some dude that works at a local gym. He's not a stunt choreographer or a stunt man. So I'm like, all right, we're going to find an MMA gym, so let's go to the hotel. They gave me money to pay for him to go to the hotel gym. and we work out a whole stunt scene. I have Josh Hahn record it and Mike Markoff, and then I send that to the director. They're like, "That's great," but this was an MMA fight with front kicks, rolling around on the ground, some submission stuff, takedowns. So night of, we get there, we're sitting in front of this beautiful MMA gym for 2 or 3 hours in a Mercedes shuttle van. And it's a bad part of town. And they're like, after 2 or 3 hours, like, "Oh, we got to move." I'm like, "What?" I was like, "I thought this was a location." We show up at this Russian warehouse that's sketchy as shit with all these hot rod cars come around. The MMA gym was bullshit. I get there because there's hundreds of extras, and I'm like, "I can't do this fight like this." They're like, "Wait, me?" I was like, "There's no safety. There was glass on the floor, and they didn't even have a broom."
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, "All right." And so the producer and the American director, they're like, I'm like, "We can do this in LA. We'll just film it in LA." I was like, and I looked around, I'm like, "No, because the Armenian directors, people are going to lose their shit." You know what I'm saying? You got to find that balance. So I'm like, "All right, but I want full control. I'm taking over second unit." Yeah, it's basically what I did. It was a multi-cam shoot. I directed the fight. Because it was made up on the spot, that whole bit.
That was a good fight scene.
Yeah, I made it up on the spot. I'd throw my arm up, and that would be stop, hold. I would bring it down in whatever position I was doing in. I'd yell action. You know what I'm saying?
His character Thompson, he always wore a sticker throughout the whole show. It said, "Hello, my name is," and then you had the different names in there. I never got my sticker.
Oh, I'll get it to you. Look, I'll get you all that stuff. I got to print some more. I got some more. Yeah,
that was awesome.
That was funny gag. They allowed me a lot of freedom. The best thing about Death Squad is the amount of freedom that those writers and producers gave us. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody was able to adapt as quick, but it's still a great show. And everybody in there worked their ass off to make it. Like literally, we were in Russian fucking bunkers with black mold everywhere, them burning frankincense pucks for atmosphere, yelling in different languages. You have no idea what's going on. And sometimes it's 16, 17 hours on set. But Thompson only made it to 5 episodes. We shot
but they were pivotal episodes. I mean, you did a great job. I mean, you did a great job. I mean, I know the season was 10 episodes.
13.
How much? 13?
I think it's 13 episodes.
But still, it was still pivotal. Pivotal.
Yeah, no, it's the beginning of the end. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of Death Squad that we were all sent there to die. It's the name is exactly that.
You guys were like Suicide Squad before Suicide Squad.
We were 100% Suicide. Yeah, we're the Armenian Suicide Squad. I love Armenia.
Yeah, you got sick there though, right? Remember, you got pretty sick there. Remember that?
Well, yeah. Everybody got sick. So, the waters, some of their food handling and shit's a little different there. Not knocking anything. Some of the waters not that hot. Marijuana you couldn't smoke there, so I would have drinks every night to go to bed. I used weed to go to sleep. And so I'd have drinks every night, and that actually stayed off the dysentery, the alcohol consumption. And because I worked, I'd always have a couple drinks every night. The producer, Clay, thank you. Clay would buy me 2 or 3 $10 drinks every night.
I remember that.
Yeah, Clay. And that's how I went to Armenia. Thank you, Jack. But yeah, man, it was a really good experience. It was Death Squad was magical time. It really was. My life was changing at home. Me and my wife were done. And literally after that, our relationship was over. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, I mean, Death Squad was good for you professionally. It was good for you professionally, but it was sort of rough on the
was sort of rough on the home life. I mean, how
No,
long
no,
were you were there like 3-4 months though, weren't you,
2 months,
Mike?
2 months,
2
2
months.
months. Yeah.
All right, so now you come back home. Now you come home. Now you got some chops underneath your belt. Now you got a movie that's been released on Lionsgate with a strong cast. Now you got a series underneath your belt.
Now on CWC.
Yeah, CWC. Now you're now things are starting to really go forward. Now I got to talk about this movie. You already know I'm going to talk about this because this is like the best, in my opinion. This is my favorite thing you've ever done. Tell us about Tell us about Nowhere to Run.
I found that on Actors Access. I put in for it. The director contacted me directly. It was about 6 months after he first got me that we worked it. And Nowhere to Run, I was actually shooting a movie in Mexico, One and the Same, which is a fantastic movie. It's out on Amazon right now. One and the Same, I met Josh Gilmer.
Okay.
Who I was going to smash in the fucking head. Sledgehammer. I was going to kill him the next week. I was killing him in Tianga, in California, in Nowhere to Run.
So you were killing him. You were killing him in Mexico and California.
No, in Mexico I played his uncle.
Oh,
and the main protagonist got him killed, and I get killed robbing a bank with the guy who got him killed.
Okay. Yeah, Nowhere to Run. You basically play death.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're playing death. Though the character's name is Buzz, but you're playing death.
No, Buzz is. I had a backstory to Buzz. Buzz had a miserable fucking life, lost his fucking wife. I was going through problems. Listen, I was experimenting with art. He had a terrible life. The director let me do this. One of the first things. This is really one of the first times Nowhere to Run. Death Squad, Nowhere to Run. The director started working with me on character building. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I built this character, and I was having problems with my wife. His wife, he loved her. She left him. He went and killed her, went on the run, started killing other people, ended up hiding in the woods of wherever we were, Alabama, fucking whatever, have slowly disintegrated into something that barely resembles. That was my backstory. You know what I'm saying?
Was that easier for you to build a backstory for him? Because, I mean, basically you're playing a supernatural character, right?
I'm playing 100% supernatural. But that was his backstory. It makes it easier for me to have emotional recall for it.
Right. Okay.
I was having problems
with
my wife. Huh?
Okay. Because I was going to say, Buzz is not human. Buzz is death. But that's all he was.
So Buzz is death 100%. Literally, it's a very intense movie in the scenes. Brittany is such a good actress. Josh is such a good actor. He's got some good stuff going on.
I was totally in Brittany's shoes. I mean, that's why it resonated with me so much, because she loses her husband. Doesn't matter.
I want to throw out. Look, her rise, and that was important in this storytelling, which we all discussed it. Me, the director, we all did some group calls, which I wasn't used to. You know what I'm saying? Like the level this director went for us to be immersed, and he even gave me an apartment that was right there on set, because it was all the way in Tianga Canyon, or as far as fucking. I was living in Temecula at the time, but he gave me an apartment on set where that everything is, dude. It was sick, and I had Josh and Brittany. I'm like, look, we're all going to stay together and work on this. And that's what I talked about, the lick, things that would be appropriate to do. We built these characters on the things that, because we realized the director was he wanted us to really live this. Yes.
Let me interrupt real quick here. So we've got some new folks in the chat. I got Jamie's here. Hi, Jamie. Our friend Keith is here, Agoraphobe, and he says not familiar with your work. Can you catch me up on him a bit? Yes. Mike is. This is Mike Ferguson. He is a rising in demand character actor. He's also a tattoo artist, but he's a character actor. He has been working in Hollywood for this is now his 6th year. I've known Mike for about 3 years, and he is an amazing talent. And him and I also have a lot in common. We also came from music backgrounds, and we're both promoters, and booked a lot of bands and listened to a lot of music. Now he's talking about, and he also did a movie called Nowhere to Run. It's a short film, and it's about a young lady who has to battle grief, battles death because she lost her husband, and now she's fighting grief. She's either going to beat it or it's going to kill her.
Yeah, and that's ultimately that's what the beauty of the story was. And a lot of people didn't get that. You know, we showed it at a festival. I won best supporting actor in that. We showed it at a couple of festivals, and it disturbed people.
I think people took it literally. I think when a lot of people I talked to is they took it literally. They took it like a here goes this big old brute, and then they're in a literal setting. It's like you're missing the whole picture. The whole picture is watch the movie. Yeah. And you watch her, and it's all about her battling for her. I know this because it's me. Like I said,
found her power. She found her power.
Yes.
And look, and that was important for me to be such a terrible person that when I decided to do that rape scene for Timothy, it had Denise Richard, Bruce Dern in it, Quali Mann, who was the actor, who's the most talented guy in the world. I made a decision to go 100% in for the sake of the scene, for the sake that we're not doing garbage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Does that make any sense? I'm sorry. I started. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about that.
All right. No, keep going. Everybody's digging this, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's digging this. They're digging you, man. So
cool. So look, man. I mean, look. I do want to really throw out. I know we're talking about Nowhere to Run, but look, man. I met this director who I've been tattooing a lot. He's one of my best friends, Thomas Churchill. He put me in some of the biggest movies I've done. One of them's coming out this year, another one next year. I believe, I'm not going to say exactly where because I don't think I can, but one of them's Amityville Rising, and I play a detective. I think it says that on IMDb. Lance McQueen.
Yes, that's who you play.
He wrote that for me. He wrote that role, and I just did another movie where he allowed me to write a monologue to open a scene about these. Look at these, sir. These red panties. Have I told you the story yet?
No.
So, me and the wife were separated. I worked on Netflix with her. I did I Think You Should Leave this year. The TV show. And she was HHS on it. And we saw each other again. We started dating, sort of dating. I got her red panties. And I had a movie coming up. And I had a really cool role. And I created, this was when I pitched my wardrobe. I pitched this as a bracelet, which made perfect sense for my character. And I open a scene where I talk about these being a symbol. I'm not going to say a symbol of what. I'm not going to go any further, but I wrote a monologue, and it worked, about my wife's underwear in a movie where I'm a good guy.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, I want to talk about tattoo because we were just mentioning. You mentioned earlier that you were playing a red shirt. And Jamie mentioned that it was cool that that you used that reference. Whenever you and I talk, I'm always asking you like all your roles. I'm always going like, are they Sean Beaning you? Because I mean, I don't know what it is, but I don't really like once I know of somebody in the movies, I really don't like seeing them die too much on the screen. And it seems like that's what you specialize. You always get killed.
Well, Shadow Marsh, I don't die in.
No.
Shadow Mark, but I'm in a lot of stuff where I have done that, of course. What I don't like sometimes, look, there's sometimes they'll bring me in to make a smaller guy look big or strong.
Right.
I'm the heavy, and I'm getting older, so it sucks to sell for that. When I worked with Moses, I'm like, yo, Moses, I can't sell for you as hard as you can sell for me because you're in your 30s. In that stunt scene we did, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm old, and I said, you know what I'm saying again?
But I mean, you find yourself like it's like I'm always asking. It's the very first question I ask him whenever he says he's got a new role. The very first thing I'm asking is are you dying in this movie? It's not like congratulations or oh, what's your part or whatever. It's like, are you dying? Because I don't want to see him die. I'm like, are you Sean? I always say, are you Sean Beaning it?
No, yeah, you do. I remember that. Yeah, a lot of the time I do. There was a movie just recently I died, and I can't name it, but I did not want to die in it. And when you see this character I created, hopefully you won't want to see me die either.
No, it sort of sucks. I mean, there's an art to it. There's an art playing a bad guy. And you get killed.
It's a work. It's a work. I mean, honestly, look, anything in your life you want to do, you have to put so much attention to it. I call it a work.
Okay,
action, promoting, doing whatever. It's all a work. Talking to this.
Now, is the character you're talking about not dying? Is that the one you did in Jurassic Park, a Jurassic Hunt?
I'm sorry.
You did a Jurassic Hunt for the Asylum.
Look, I did Triassic Hunt for Asylum, but I also want to talk about another movie that I'm very proud of. Did you watch it yet?
Which one's that one?
Ebola Rex.
No, I have not got a copy of that. I was hoping Wild Eye would send me a copy, but they have not sent me a copy.
They're probably not. Just watch it for me, please, as a favor to me. I worked over 30 minutes of just me and Eric. I worked that. Dustin Ferguson allowed us to create, because COVID was going on. He told us where we needed to, what beats we needed to hit. We created everything for that movie. And that movie, it was my experience for COVID, the claustrophobia, the paranoia that's exuded in my character. You really watch, it's some character development. It's an arc. Is it some cheap heat arc? Sure. But me and him filmed that entirely almost in my house. You know what I'm saying? We have a basement that we've rented another house with a trapdoor basement to do in a couple scenes. We had no crew, nothing. And it looks beautiful. And I've really got to control the lights. I really controlled the tempo. I directed the shit out of myself. I just swore too much. It's a little revolting.
Well, that's what a movie like that's supposed to be. You're supposed to go in there and drop a few bombs and whatnot. I think I saw somebody else come in here. I gotta go back. Let me circle back up here. And
I'm sorry.
I might have.
That movie's one of my most powerful performances of me breaking down. I really broke down. Like that scene isn't fake. That was real.
It's what's really weird is seeing some movies that nobody will ever hear of, nobody will even less people will see, and yet some of the best performances are in those movies. I mean, the movies that no one will ever know or ever see them.
It's on Wild Eye. It's on Wild Eye. It'll get out there. It's streaming. Yeah. I own it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I purchased it on YouTube. I had a couple copies I'd gotten from the director, and I just purchased it on YouTube because everything's streaming now. So I have some ones that I can sign and stuff. But dude, honestly, I'm very proud of that movie. Super proud of the work I did. And he credited me great. Everything's cool. The guy's he's doing cool shit. He's got full distribution. Sick. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make movies.
With that. Yeah. I just want to say, yeah, I agree. So let's go back to Thomas Churchill, because I'm really excited that you're working with Thomas. I think Thomas is a really fine director. I got to talk to him. I also, when he did Amityville Harvest, and actually that's how I met Joanna Ray and Sadie Katz that way too. So that
That
was
movie did really well.
how I mean, you're the level of directors that you're working for is slowly going up as well. I've noticed that the better projects you're going, the better directors. What did the one director tell you? He wanted you to stop doing some of the lower budget movies. He
Oh
wanted
yeah,
you
a
to,
couple
he
of them
wanted to
have
stay,
asked. So
he
I've
wanted you
decided, yeah, I'm not going to be doing lower budget anymore. My day rate is $500. I do stunts. I'm really good at what I do. I deserve 500 a day. I'm starting to have a presence overseas.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's overseas market. That's Death Squad. That's fucking. I have numerous things over there right now. What's Ebola Rex is over there. You know what I'm saying? Triassic Hunt. Just the trailer for Triassic Hunt is 200,000 views.
Yeah. How was it like working for an Asylum Project? I've never met anybody yet who's worked on an Asylum Project. So how was it different? What was it? I mean, because they produced it. So what was it like?
It was very indie film. It was very indie film. That the director I worked with was really cool. The only scene that he storyboarded was mine. He had beats he wanted to hit. That was the most important. That's where I'm in the back of the truck with Lana Quigley and all that. He was great. I literally came in. I had 5 or 6 hours to shoot what I was doing. And then they had 6 more days to finish the movie.
Wait a minute. The movie was only a 7-day shoot?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's indie film, dog.
Well, I saw a movie that was directed by James Kohlenbeck. He was directed this movie called 13-13-13, and I listened to the director's commentary, and I remember him sitting there going like, I had like I think what he said. I think he had 12 days to shoot the movie. He had 12. I'm going like, how the hell do you film a movie in Los Angeles? I mean, not out in the desert.
I know a team of people.
How do you film a movie in 12 days?
Look, Thomas's team can do 10. They do 10-day turnarounds. Good teams can do anything. Good teams can make anything look beautiful. I'm not saying that's what I've worked on with Thomas's, but that's because I want to keep working with Thomas. So, everybody, I'm like, yo, this is my man. This is the guy I want. He's got dope shit. And he writes shit for me. So, you know what I'm saying?
I love Thomas. Now, speaking of Thomas, and so we're talking about all these different actors. Now I gotta bring this up because this is what I call the interview tree. The interview tree is this. Like I do interviews and I get my interviews from everywhere. Jennifer says this. Thank you for coming, Kaz. I hope you feel better. I got to show you Kaz's channel. He's an amazing guy. Jennifer mentions, I thought Mike would scare me. He is so nice and friendly. Awesome. Yep, he is. I told you, he's a real sweet spirit. The interview tree is Mike has actually led me to so many people that I've interviewed. I got to know Mikey Markov. I got to know Joshua Hahn, Ellen Woosmer.
We connected. I just was talking to Jackson Andrews. I was talking to you guys. It's like, yo, I'd like you guys to hook up.
Jamie,
Bernadette.
Jamie Bernadette. I got Josh Gilmer, Brittany Wolf. I mean, the list goes on. It's just an amazing tree. I've gotten so many, the thing is, I've also stayed friends with these people. Not only did I interview them, but I've actually stayed in contact with them. And so I love that. I'm very grateful for the interview tree. It's an awesome thing.
And we're all in this together, dog. I mean, we're in this life together. We all want to create something. We all make sacrifices in some way, shape, or form to create shit. So if you can help somebody else out, it's always, you know what I'm saying? It makes you feel, at the end of the night, you feel great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think, when you give, what you give, you get back. All right, so let's talk about some of the directors we're talking with. Now you mentioned, like you said, we're all helping together and whatnot. So now you met Jackson. You mentioned Jackson Everett. And another director you and I both have in common. I interviewed for the Midnight Hour. and you want to work with him is Joe Lujan, who owns Carcass Studios.
Dude, he is one of the sickest directors. His the look of everything is art. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, like, this guy, he gets it. I think that I could bring something to him because I'm kind of like, look, I'm kind of iconic looking in some weird alternate anti-hero universe. I think I could bring something to him. You know what I'm saying? And really, I think he'd like make me look badass. So I want to, yo, dog, I'd love to work with you.
He is so creative. I mean, Joe Lujan is one of the most creative guys I've met. Created his own music. He created his own comic book. Then he took the comic book, and then he made his own movie franchise based on that comic book.
These are the people that are 1,000% present all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So Joe's one director you like to work with. Jerry G. Angelo's
yeah, look, man, he's doing the same thing. So those guys are very similar in their stuff. Lujan and him, they both got their own thing going on, and it's dope. You know what I'm saying? I just seriously, I just watched this stunt sequence. I think it was Aubrey did, and it was mind blowing. And I saw her at the Pretty Boy. I saw her at the Pretty Boy after party. And I had to go up and say something to her. We got some photos and stuff there. She's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get a chance, go by their page and check. You please. You go, yeah, promise me. You watch Ebola Rex. Go watch Ebola Rex and check out this stunt sequence. Because I was so impressed because it was one entire one. Like, I get winded. I do a lot of stunts. I got to do them in little pieces. You know what I'm saying?
I was waiting. I was waiting for you to do you did that LA Shark Attack, which got renamed to Apex Predator.
Yeah, and it's released on Wild Eye right now. Dustin Ferguson. It's got Donnelly Helsing. It's got Mel Novak. It's got Maria Olsen. I'm in a scene with her. It's great. Pick it up.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a scene in that movie that you were going to be doing a somersault off a boat.
I did. I did the scene with Maria Olsen.
Right.
I didn't kiss her in that movie. I think I wanted to. But look, I want to make out with every lady my age. No, I don't. Look, I'm joking. I love my wife. But I want to be the boyfriend or husband of every horror scream queen in every movie I can be.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite scream queen? Right. I mean, who did you like?
I don't have a favorite. That's horse crap. Lynn Lowry is a good friend. I mean, literally, who else can I name? Was Deborah? I mean, look, everybody, Donna. I mean, look, they're all great. I'm not gonna, Leanna. I'm not gonna go there. I'd be dumb. I want to work with all of them. They're all my favorite.
You want to work with everybody. That's a smart answer. I can go with that. The cheetah wants in some of the action here. Yeah, he's bumping me. So we talked earlier about the death scenes. You know, the good guy versus bad guy. So what are some of the things you like about being a bad guy versus a good guy, and a good guy versus a bad guy? I mean, how do you get ready? How do you when you do your actors, when you do your background, how does that work?
I figure out whatever carries backstory, whatever is going to motivate him to go to do these things that I'm doing. What's the backstory? A lot of the time I'll go with sorrow and pain, and it turns into something dark for somebody that's got to do terrible things. I detached for that movie, All for Gods, completely detached, and went to a weird, like I said, trance. Just some weird, I'm swinging over and over, and just, it's insane looking. You should watch it. It's on my YouTube channel.
Okay. We'll put Mike's YouTube channel down below in the description box, and everybody can connect with Mike after the interview for sure.
It's got Eric's slap on there. It's got some acting reels, some auditions. Just shows me, and you can see if it goes back in time, how I was changing the work I was trying. You know what I'm saying?
You definitely can see that. You definitely can see that. Your acting reels are some of the best. I really enjoy them.
I got blessed to do a scene with Robert Lasardo recently. Again, with Chauncey Phillips movie. Look, I've been really blessed to work with some terrific actors. Here's the thing: is that you want to create your own tribe. Like I was just at Ryan Prunty's today. You know what I'm saying? At that RAR house, they have 20 million subscribers. They're creative. What I'm making with them, I go there, brainstorm with them, and we do it. When you see how ridiculous today was, it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? They let me go wild. For real.
Just in case for some of you who came late, we're gonna do this again, but show us the whale tattoo that young
my
Mr.
best
Ron
friend
put.
Ethan.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drop trowel. Oh,
so this guy, he's not a
my
tattoo
best friend
artist.
Ethan.
Yeah, this is what he someone actually put this on Mike. There's a little whale there. Now that's that's something for he plays a character called Mike the Bounty Hunter on this on Ryan's channel.
No,
and
it's just Mike now because they're like he's also a bounty hunter and a tattoo artist for the past 30 years.
And so he's running around, and the series is funny. I'll put the link in here too to Ryan's channel, so people can watch you do that. I can understand you wanting to be around creative energy gives you creative energy.
Man, creative and positive. The world's going through changes right now. I'd like to be creative and positive. You know what I'm saying? Look, we were never meant to recognize what the world was going to end up. You know what I'm saying? We're at that point where technology just went too fast. You know what I'm saying? I'm that age where I just I want to kick back and be cool and just make some positive shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I still want to do horror and stuff, but I really want to make more lighthearted stuff. Look, when I'm doing terrible things on film, that sticks with me for a little bit. My mood, everything for a couple of days. It's you know what I'm saying? Like before or prepping for it, I'm miserable being a bad guy. Like it's a hard role. Like I was just talking to somebody recently, and we were gonna do a movie. I can't give the details about it, but I was gonna be in a really terrible, hyper actuated, just being destroyed as a human being. Do you know what I'm saying? And I was gonna do it for the acting. You know what I'm saying? For I think I can do that, and that would have made me just a mess. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
And and that's my wife understands that. She's like, I can see which roles they wear on you. I'm like, no, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like the bad guys, they're tough.
Yeah, that's a question I do ask of actors. I ask them a lot. It's like, what does it take to what does it take? I mean, does a character stay with you after the shooting's done? How do you disengage yourself from that character?
No matter how bad the person is, there has to be something you identify with them. You know what I'm saying? So no matter how much you have to make it okay. There's another actor friend, Markov. He's he went and filmed this amazing film in the South and it won awards. He's good. Mike is the best actor I know. I know a lot of great actors. Mike Markov dedicates himself. His whole life is dedicated to acting. That's it. Nothing else. And it shows. He's one of the most talented guys I've met.
Yeah, my sister thinks Mikey's yummy.
Yeah.
That's right, Rose. That's right, Rose. I shared that with everybody here. My sister Rose.
He had his shirt off the other day. He's ripped. He's got a fucking 12-pack. I'm like, fuck you, guy. I went and ate a donut. You know what I'm
saying? You ate a bear claw.
Yeah, I ate a bear claw, and it was delicious.
Jackson's commenting that he's saying what's great about Mike is his range. He can be 100% badass, funny, or totally sweet and caring. Complete actor and very talented. Keith says,
Jackson, you're talented as shit. He creates worlds, and you find those people that want to be part of your tribe. And Jackson's one of them. Yeah. And I just recently met this other stand-up comedian guy, and you're going to start seeing some more of us. We're a weird couple. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to start seeing some more of us. But I think we're going to be working together a little bit too.
Gorefall mentions he's going to catch up on your career. That's a great idea. Believe me, his movies are out there.
Thank you. And Chuck Norris, thanks you too.
Yep. And Jackson also comments, I love working with him. Makes every scene easier. Completely supportive as an acting partner. And then Jamie mentions, I know what you mean, Mike. It takes a lot out of you because it's like you experience the events along with the character you're playing. So yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people. It's got to be, after I've asked that, it's like, how hard is it for you to let go of a character after it says rap? If you play if you play a bastard or a serial killer or something like that, it's got to be really tough to let that go.
If you invest 100% of yourself into it, if your method, mine is, I make it real. It's really happening. I'm really doing these things. I have to justify it. I create the justifications, and I live within that world. But you're doing really terrible things that you're completely adamantly against in real life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there becomes a fine line. Like when I did the rape scene in Timmy's movie, I'm not into the death penalty. I'm not into it. Well, that movie is kind of anti-death penalty. So I help move the story along to what the destruction of this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same thing with I'm a human trafficker in 5 Rules of Success. Just a short time in that movie, but I fucking am the breaking point for the lead. What I do. And it's disgusting. And even just that little work that I did out there in the middle of the desert in Lancaster with a family, and you've seen pictures of it. It is terrifying. And that movie, Rotten Tomatoes was 100%. It debuted at Fantasia. Roger Ebert said it's must watch. It's different level shit I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
But I give 100% of myself into it. So when I'm blowing somebody's brains out, a mom, in front of her white husband and kids, it sucks. Afterwards.
Right. And I know that you mentioned that you take extra care to talk to all your female leads and all children. You've taken the time to walk over to them before a scene and talk over them exactly what's going on. Yeah. And then right afterwards, you're back over with them. Hey, it's just me, it's Mike, Big Mike. I remember you telling me that you made that very, very important, that nobody, like I know some method actors, they'll do the scene and they'll be done with it and they'll leave everything behind. That's got to be rough,
I got to talk through things. I'll make everybody's okay afterwards. Right. And, I've worked with some people that weren't as accomplished actors, so I'd sit and talk to them afterwards, before and after, to make sure their headspaces were cool with some, because I was doing some really bad shit in these movies.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of them, but
it's a job. It's an acting job. It's your profession. It's your job. That's, if people are sitting there going like, oh my God, that guy's a bastard. Well, you've done your job. You've done it. I mean, people got to be, you already as an actor and as an individual, you're already having a hard time separating. You have to let go of that. But
yeah.
but people like us who are fans, like we watch it. Like I don't ever get invested. Like, oh my God, that guy's just not. No, I know who you are. Maybe because I know you, and I know who you really are. So watching you like kill somebody, I'm like, yeah, that's just Mike. He's got a role. He's doing a job.
In real life, I'm not anti-gun, but I don't own any guns. In real life, I'm like kung fu. I'm just trying to walk through life as karma cool as possible. Not shit on nobody's parade. Not do anything. I just want to create. So what I'm saying? I'm really kind of lame. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? Kind of lame. I'm not a Hellraiser. I'm just trying to. That was when I was a Hellraiser, when I was getting Chuck Norris tattoos. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Hellraiser. I'm just trying to hang out. I built this.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it. Let's see. Let's go. All right, so let's talk about because we're talking about like you're going at bigger movies, but working low budget. That's got to be what's it like to actually work on a low budget movie where it's just like very very minimum equipment and skills. This
It
is
can be
real
great.
budget.
It can be bad. If they know what they're doing, it's great. Shadow Marsh was an extremely small team. And we've got great actors in there. Lou Temple. It was a very low budget indie movie. I think it was less than 30,000 to make. You know, so 30,000. That's not even crafty on a major thing. So this is an entire movie that looks beautiful. They got the absolute best cinematographer. Justin's a fucking freak. You can do a lot with a little. You know what I'm saying? But if they're not experienced, it makes it really tough if they're having a lot of moving parts out of town coming in, things like that. You start to see little stuff. So you try to make sure that what you're supposed to get done gets done, no matter what. Sometimes I got to put my own personal feelings aside to get the project done. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and as an actor, do you think it behooves a director to do shorts before they to do shorts before they do features? Like I know some directors that'll come on there I know Sean Phillips has done he's done a few movies now.
He just did this is his second feature he just did.
But I don't know. I don't think he's ever done any shorts though.
No. Sean Phillips is an incredible work. Have you ever talked to him?
I've never met him. I've seen his videos, of course.
That personality is work. He is working constantly at an exhausting pace. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I pulled him aside to talk to him about. He's gifted as shit. And he comes off as one way, but he's a lot's going on up there. Me and him be able to connect a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And, he seems driven.
He got Carl and me in a scene together. He knew exactly what he wanted. And I think I brought it. You know what I'm saying? He gave me a lot of freedom. And I did some extremely funny shit with Jackson. He gave us the freedom to pitch a story arc that really is the arc of this whole fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? He was really gave a shit about what he was looking for.
Now, but is it important for a low budget movie, in your opinion? I mean, do you find it more comfortable to work with? Where do you find more comfortable working with? Are you more comfortable working with a script or improv? I mean, some of these low budget movies. I mean, I've seen them where they're literally writing pages overnight. I mean, you come here's your script, and then doing the movie, they're rewriting whole scenes up. And when you get up the next morning, have breakfast, you find the scene that you're doing has been totally rewritten and changed.
That was Death Squad, bro. That was Death Squad.
Really?
That was Death Squad.
Wow.
They were literally translating the day of, and it was bad English translations. So we realized that. So I shortened a lot of my shit until the end, and that's when I gave that monologue.
Wow, that would be crazy.
Like me and Mike rewrote a lot of our shit,
right, to make it more playable. I get that, but I get that. I can see that happening.
But I'd rather have scripted. 100% have scripted.
You what?
I'd rather have scripted. You 100% scripted, because for comedy, not necessarily timing is everything. You know what I'm saying? Comedy, rough estimate. But I'd like to have theatrical scripted, because I can find that character and why he would say these things in this order if it's written well enough. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Because to me, what I like about a low budget, I can handle low budget. I get it. Everybody here in our chat here, they can tell you they all have YouTube channels. They all review films. Pretty much everybody here, they're all reviewers. They're all reviewers, all horror fans.
Well, hey, I love you guys. Be kind to me.
Yes, they will. But I always found out, to me, it's like I can overcome a low budget as long as there's a good story. I can handle soft acting, inexperienced acting. I can handle that. But
I
if there's
need
a
you to do
good
me a
script,
huge favor. I need
sure,
you to do a huge favor for me. I need
sure.
you tonight to purchase. I will owe you $10. You purchase Ebola Rex. Skip to my parts. There's a serious storyline there. It's a short film that I directed. Dustin gave us the tools, but he didn't direct us over the phone. That was me. That was me creating that character. Everything that was said, everything that was done was us. We had to have a radio. We had to have a moment when it turns, but we did everything. So please, 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 please watch
That's what I'm
Ebola Rex.
talking about. I mean, it's like, honestly, I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you as a reviewer. Okay, and this is just as a reviewer. This is not me as a friend of him,
Yeah.
but me as a reviewer. Look, some directors, they just have a really rough reputation. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. Like I'm always poking. I mean, everybody here in the chat will know I'm always poking fun. I'm always poking fun at certain directors. I see their movies and I'm just like, instantly I'm already shaking my head, going like, oh my god,
what about Ebola Rex? What was different was that we filmed our own shit. So it was completely in the hands of me and Eric Russo. And we didn't have a crew, it was just us. And literally the score Dustin did, and it was fucking beautiful what he scored. Honestly, it's very John Carpenter. We complimented some of our best shit was done for that he put in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
You sold me. I definitely want to see it because
it's some of my best work. It's honestly, don't be turned off by who did it. Look, man, he's got his own gig going on. He's killing it. He's got worldwide distribution. Fucking
Who
am I to say whatever, man? I want to be like Kung Fu and make cool shit.
So we'll be looking for Ebola. Jamie, let's see. Yep. Oh, thank you, Keith. No problem. Yeah, definitely spend time with the family. Jamie is saying we love you back, Mike. So there you go. So we are going to be looking for Ebola Rex for sure. Let's see. Yeah, okay. You know what? It's time for since we started a little early. So what I'm going to do now, even though there's not many of us here, but we still are here. But if you guys have questions for Mike, please go ahead and feel free to drop questions, and we'll ask him. He'll answer anything and everything.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So start dropping your questions in the chat, and we'll do a little question and answers while we continue to chat a little bit. So tell us about a publicist that you're friends of, and you said that you and I talked about before. And
somebody that's helped me out really in my career, Jimmy Starr.
Yeah,
Jimmy Starr is one of the best publicists in the business. He's a sweetheart. Him and his husband, they have directly helped my career out. Put me in the places so I can meet different directors. Do all those things. I can't thank him enough. He's an awesome guy and an even more badass publicist.
Yeah. How did you guys meet? How did you and Jimmy meet?
Red carpet, man. Red carpet. Wow. And the internet.
I have heard nothing but great things about him. Everybody that I know that's talked to him or interviewed him says nothing but great things.
He's next level industry stuff. He's a great guy.
Yeah, Jimmy's a good publicist. Wow, a good publicist this day. Honestly, I don't think. I mean, if you want to actually break into the business, I go in as a publicist because
a publicist. Look, even at the highest level, you have to have a publicist, and most of everybody does. It's just part of it. They take care of all the stuff you can't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Put you in the areas or put you in places where you need to be.
Now, how does that work? I mean, like, do you have cause I know, like you said, next level. So do you just send your stuff to Jimmy, or does Jimmy call you on the phone and say, "Hey,
no. He hits me up. Usually, there's an event going on. He hits me up. I've done an interview on his podcast. Hold on, I got a message. Oh, can you still see me?
Yep.
He hits me up, and then we see each other at events, and then we talk over stuff. Then, and Mike, I'd like you to come here. Do you? I'll give you +1. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And dude, he hooks me up.
Well, okay. Now we're starting to get some questions here. Jennifer's asking, has Mike gotten hurt a lot from doing his own stunts? And so what's been your worst injury so far in your career?
I got my ankle broken. I'm not going to go into what movie it was or anything like that. I'm not going to go into who did it. But I got my ankle broken in a movie.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Well, you don't want to talk about that one though. That was a badass. You put that in your reel.
It helped my career.
Yeah, you put that in your. You put that in. Well, can we tell the movie at least? We can name the movie.
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh. He put that in his acting reel. I remember him. Mike told me the story. In fact, he told me the story the day of that it happened.
Yeah.
You were. That was the most angriest I've ever seen you. You were.
Yeah, I was pissed. But hey, we're not going to continue on this story. But it did happen to me. That's the worst that's ever happened. Every fight that I do, because I am 50 years old,
right,
makes me feel like I've been in a real fight. So when I did that stuff with Aaron Toff, these directors got to realize when I'm lifting a human being or body slamming somebody, it's rough on your body. So it's like, I can't sell a whole lot of fights and punches. I can do some good, sells, but the other person's got to do all the work, just like wrestling. I'm an old wrestler. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I don't like, there's nobody that can stunt double for me. So that's always going to be the way it is until I'm at a level where I'm worth some money to somebody.
Jackson's he's asking, what's your favorite part of acting?
My favorite part of acting is creating, is being part of the machine of a bunch of people from other places, different walks of life, getting together for one common thing. Doesn't matter what our politics, doesn't matter what we believe in life, doesn't matter. Whatever we're bringing, the only thing that matters is right there. It's not your ego or it or anything. The only thing that matters is what you're making. And with acting, I can do that with a group of people all focusing on one thing. And you hope that it works. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the projects I've been working on have gotten better in that is starting to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to see, which Thomas Churchill let me see some of my performances recently, and they worked. So that's what gets in my head sometimes as an actor.
Have you ever had an actor that maybe felt a little bit too big for their britches or dresses, and that that someone had to go talk to them a little bit? That by being in the circle, they felt maybe they're outside the circle a little bit. You ever had a talk?
What do you mean? Explain. I'm not knowing if I can get.
Have you ever had a where an actor's felt a little bit too big for their britches? Like they're too big for what you're doing, too important. Had an attitude.
Yeah, of course.
Now, how does that get handled? Do actors handle that among themselves, or do you guys just totally leave that up to the director?
We handle amongst ourselves. We don't want to stress the director out. We fix our own fires.
Okay, definitely. I can see.
We fix our own fires because here's the thing: at the end of the day, it's gonna be me. Usually, I'll be the one like, look, man, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where I'm at in my life. I'm not here to fight every battle. I'll be like, okay, whatever. And just keep going and finish what we're doing.
I do want to touch base. I do want to touch base on one short film that you did. I wanted to know because you're heavy and you had a great fight scene in it. But what was it like playing in that Josh's Odd Job? A kill from the other side.
So that was COVID was fully going on. I hadn't seen Josh in a while. I just COVID tested. I was about to fly up to do a really bad movie in Seattle area, and I was about to leave for it. He gives me a call. I'm there to make James Bond look tough because Josh is going to stomp out James Bond.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I get it. There's a duality or whatever. So we're going to fight in Chinatown with no permits during COVID. And we get immediately, I'm learning the choreography because that's what we do on the fly. I'm there learning the choreography. We immediately got hit by security. It was a beautiful spot too. So I'm like, yo, why don't we go over the subway stairs? We can salvage it there. It's got a good look to it. So it's cold. I'm wearing hip pads and knee pads. But if you look at that, it is a good, solid hit I took on that. It wasn't real. But to whip my body like that sucks. After he smashes my head on the guardrail. I literally opened that. It looks big. Foot to the chest of James Bond. It looks big and scary. It worked. It was very satisfying. I made Josh look. Josh is the man. But he looked fantastic in that show.
I told Josh, I said, I'm really just dying to see what they do with that. I'm just like, I don't want that just to be a single scene. You know, I don't want that to be. Christian,
that I can't talk about what movie it is, but after that Odd Job thing, a little friend of mine with the initials TC wrote a part for me in a movie with Christian.
Okay.
Where Christian's the lead.
So you got a job out of that.
I got to work with Christian again, yeah. Okay. Christian is so talented. That guy's hard to look at. He's so good looking. Ladies, he's got an English accent. He's a sick actor. One of the best stuntmen that I've seen or fight on film. But a sexy English accent, full washboard stomach. Fuck you, Christian.
Oh, that whole scene was actually almost made for the ladies. You know, you got Christian, and then you had Josh, and it's just like, damn.
Yeah, you got me to film blanks.
We need a movie with
old baddies or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I told Josh, I said that needs to happen. There needs to be. I don't care how it happens, but it needs to happen because that was a lot of fun.
That's up there. Like, look, that's up for Josh. Josh knows a lot of people. Like Josh knows EPs. I don't know if he even knows it. You know what I'm saying? And that's up to Josh. I mean, we all do. We're all starting to meet the executive producers for things.
That's cool.
Yeah, me and Markov just worked with somebody that we had no idea. We pulled up their IMDb and we're like, oh, wow. We had no idea the people we were working with.
Yeah, you worked with some good people.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's been getting weird. It's getting weird. There's a guy I'm about to work with, Ciro. We talked about him, yeah.
Ciro DiPaggio. Yeah.
I've been wanting to work with this guy for a minute. Look, this guy's dope. I'm not going to go into his whole background, but if you don't know who he is, you need to go check him out right away. He's an alpha dog, and he's the man. And I'm stoked on being able to work with him. I get to be his right hand. We're about to do a biker thing based on real life experiences, and I get to be his right hand, and I'm super excited about that. In Miami.
Oh. Well, that's some. You'll be landing some really great weather. When's that supposed to happen?
Before the end of the month. I don't have the exact dates yet, but before the end of the month, we're doing a proof of concept and a trailer. I think.
Looks like Jennifer is mentioning that Mike is hot, Christian is not. Jennifer is not going for the English accent. She's looking for the biker guy.
Hey,
he's looking for the
I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Listen, I'm a handsome man. There's pictures of my IG of me shirtless.
That's right. For a
49-year-old man, I'm still doing okay.
I was going to post a couple of those. I said, nah, I like that one, the shotgun better. I think it's one of your hero roles right there. So yeah. I went with that. Yeah, I went with that.
I've been really blessed lately with getting a lot of really great photos. The other night, I just did a photo shoot in the middle of the street with Hollywood Boulevard in the back of me with my arms straight out. And I was just out smoking a joint, because it's what I do, in front of my building. And some kid just comes out. He turns out he's a photographer and an artist. And he came over and did a photo shoot with me, did candids with me, and then did middle of the street, Saint of Los Angeles shit. So
it's funny. We're talking. I'm looking at your T-shirt. I do believe that is James Bond you got on your shirt.
Goddamn right it is. Yeah, it is. It's the coolest shirt ever.
I'm going like,
Yeah,
wait a minute, didn't I think I saw that guy get his ass whipped on that movie by
yeah, yeah,
Odd
yeah, yeah,
Job.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, and that's it. No, it's great to work with Christian. Christian's really good. And here's the thing: is working me working. Look, I have a certain part of sex appeal and stuff like that, but my Christian is bringing me to a new generation of people. You know what I'm saying? He's
right,
a lead of a movie, very good looking. People are going to watch it because of that. And then, hey, I got a really nice, strong character arc in that, so it's got its own legs. But yeah, look, there's a place for everybody and everything. You know, and that's what that's a great thing about acting is it doesn't matter who or what you are, you can create something and really put effort into it, and it shows. Even in the shittiest movie,
right.
you know, yeah.
Let's see. See if there's any more questions. Last round for questions. If you guys all have questions, 'cause I'm going to be wrapping this up. Mike's got to be. He's
I'm
got
a
to go.
Scorpio.
We'll give it a couple minutes here. Well, I just want to say for the record, Mike, it's an honor being your friend. I've been enjoying the hell watching your career rise.
No, I appreciate you being so supportive of me. This helps my career. When I talk to people, look, I will talk to anybody. If you want to do an interview with me, to everybody out there, I'll do it. I will work with you. You know, I'm very, this guy's, you've done nothing but help me. You know what I'm saying? Put me out there. Like it's us creating together, doing the promoter. We're still promoters, man.
yeah,
Different shit, you know.
that's what I love about us. That's what I really love about our relationship.
From music to tattooing to acting, it's all this. It's all the same exact thing.
I just love this. I love the promoter. I love the promoter share because we share that together. And I'm like, just gotta deal with it like you deal with music. You know, it's not really different. You know what you're doing here? It's not so different from music.
No, not at all. It's exactly the same. That you talk to press. There's magazine articles come out on you. It's the same thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And
except maybe you don't have to tour in a van or across the country if you're in a band or book a show on a Sunday night in front of 20 people.
Well, dude, I'm glad I'm not in the music industry because there's no more money for anybody in the lower end.
No,
they're not.
No. I think Jackson's got one last question. Yeah, Jackson's asking, excluding me, who would you love to work with? Yeah, so let's do that. Let's let that make our last question of the interview. Name me 2 actors, 2 directors, and 2 actresses that you would, if you could.
Holy shit! Like give me a minute. Look, I just worked with Perry too, and worked with this really talented actress, Michelle, who's stunning looking. If you get a chance, go through my thing. We put some teasers up of that shit I did with Perry too. God, who do I want to work with? Joe, we already talked about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We talked about Jerry Angelo. Man, look, I really want to work for the Mahals. I want to work for them. Their stuff, Michael Sue, their stuff's getting a hell of a lot.
The Mahal Empire.
Yeah, I really like to work with the Mahals. I see they're doing. Sherry just did Arena Wars. I was really bummed I wanted to do that. And I think, gosh, who do I want to work with? Vincent Ward. He's about to start doing a movie in August. I think I'm working crew on that.
Okay.
For one day.
It's all right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Look, I want to work with everybody.
One day might lead to 2, 2 might lead to 4. You know how it goes.
Exactly. I want to work with everybody. I want to keep working and chugging along. I want to work with people that are as motivated and as pushing as like I am. When I work with Jackson Everest, when I work with Mike Markoff, when I work with Jamie Bernadette, when I work with these people they make me step up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No matter if I'm frustrated or whatever, because I see wrong shit going on. It's not my movie. I'm there just to fucking act. You know what I'm saying? Right. They help me focus on that. And really, without these people, you know what I'm saying, the Michelle's, the Lisa Hines, they've really been there. Like I used these ladies just to talk to when we were in Vegas. They were amazing because I was going through a lot of shit then when I was shooting Night of the Zomghouls. Night of the Zomghouls I shot with James Duvall, Sadie Katz.
Right. That's just that you just did that.
Yeah, and I got that. Lisa Hines and Michelle, they were my saviors because that was an insane shoot. There was a lot of insanity, but people were funding for me, like these actors I got to meet and work with, and really great people. I'm working with everybody I kind of wanted to. Who would I really like to work with? Sylvester Stallone. Who would I like to work with? Dolph Lundgren. Who would I like to work with? You know, the people that I think I could do something with. You know what I'm saying? Dolph Lundgren, I'd be great opposite him in something.
Yeah.
You know,
that's funny. Dolph Lundgren, I have to sit. I'm watching a movie that he did called Don't Kill It. I have to tell you, I'm a big Dolph Lundgren fan. And in a really weird way, he has simply gotten better as he's gotten older.
He's not so much obsessed on his look as much as it used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was a look actor.
Yeah. But he is a very fine actor.
Go
ahead.
He's putting that work into it, man.
Yeah, he certainly has. See, Jennifer writing, I am going to track down some Mike Ferguson films. She needs more. I think so, too. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this interview. I'd like to thank you in the chat for coming out and supporting the show.
I want to say that I love my wife so much. She is my rock and my everything. She's my one and only. And these year and a half without her has sucked, but it's given me some of the best art. She's been my muse.
We will hopefully next time we do talk to each other, hopefully she'll be there and we'll talk to you both.
She was going to stop by tonight, but she went home. She was going to go see my daughter, go for a walk with the dog. I was like, go handle that. I'm going to be talking on this for a while. So,
okay. I'd like to thank everybody in the chat once again to come out. We'll be back here tomorrow night at 8:00 with Jimmy Arsenault, who is a guitarist and also the guy who I booked many of my shows with. Mike, he's a promoter. He was the guy who taught me a lot of the game.
Well, dude, not only did I used to promote tattoo conventions too. Yeah, up until a couple of years ago, actually, about 5 years ago.
I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't get back in the game.
No,
but stay right where you are. Don't go anywhere, Mike. I just want to thank you guys again for showing up. Tomorrow night we have Jimmy Arsenault. He'll be here at 8:00. On Thursday, I have two shows. I have a 2 p.m. live with Courtney Gaines from Children of the Corn and the Burbs and Can't See Me Love. And then I have at 8:00, I have Hannah Fierman from who played Lily in the movies VHS and Siren. And she's also on an episode of Creep Show from the new season. And she'll be here at 8:00 on Thursday, Eastern Standard Time. I cannot wait to meet Hannah. She is amazing. She's amazing.
Dude, you're killing it. Good for you, guy. That's awesome.
You know she likes you.
Really?
Yes. She'll tell you that.
Bless her. You know what I'm saying? Bless her so much. You know what I'm saying?
But of course, when she says it, that's your cue to turn and run for your ass because stay right where you are, Mike. We're going to talk a little bit more, but I'm going to go ahead. Thank you again, folks.